Look, I'm gonna be honest with you. Having watched those awful trailers, I went into Alpha, the latest installment in the YRF Spy Universe, expecting a total shit show so that I can make the equivalent of a roast for this review. But now, having actually watched the film, I'm pleasantly surprised by how good the film was. Now, don't get me wrong, this film is no masterpiece by any means, or even a great film like maybe the first Durandar was. What it is, however, is a very entertaining thriller fueled by glorious action sequences and great performances that, despite having some glaring issues that we'll get into shortly, is a thoroughly entertaining time at the theaters. More importantly, Alpha is proof that we should not judge a book by its cover, more like a film by its trailer, considering how it was getting clowned on by every single person who watched the trailer, which is to be expected. I mean, look at this. But the truth of the matter is the trailer showcases the worst aspects of the film, the typical YRF Spy Universe silly cringe dialogues, the nonsensical action sequences, the misplaced dance numbers, and the explosions left and right. I have no idea why they marketed this film this way, because the actual film has much more to offer, and while it has its own definite flaws, it is pretty compelling in its own right and had me hooked till the credits roll. Why and how? Let's get into that. This is the Indian Movie Critic, your unapologetically sharp voice in a world full of soft takes. Subscribe to see more, and as always, no spoilers, let's begin. Plot synopsis and no spoilers obviously, but I will need to reveal something that's shown in the first 5 minutes of the film so that you understand why a 5 feet tall Alia Bhatt can beat up men double her size. Deal? Deal. So here goes. The titular Alpha is actually the name of a super soldier serum that has been developed by the best minds of India to create enhanced soldiers, and the film is basically a sci-fi thriller primarily centered around Sita, played by Alia Bhatt, someone who was given the serum and trained since birth to become an enhanced soldier by Bobby Deol's character Major Fateh Singh Lakawat. Sita, however, for apparently no reason goes rogue and starts hunting down her own people, and we follow her, Fateh Singh, and Anil Kapoor returning as the RAW chief Vikrant Kaul in this slightly convoluted yet compelling story to figure it all out. You know what, most importantly, let me get this out of the way first. Alpha is a strange mishmash of two very different types of films. On one hand is the film that was advertised, a mass, shoddy, generic YRF Spy Universe sci-fi thriller featuring explosions left and right, mass, campy, over-the-top action scenes, and cringe-inducing dialogues. And that is a big but. On the other hand, this is also a film that features a lot of exceptionally well choreographed action sequences with very slick and stylized but grounded gunfu, as well as kinetic and visceral, tightly designed and executed hand-to-hand combat sequences. Think films like Ballerina, both the Hollywood and the Korean movies, and Atomic Blonde, but there is some random mass moment thrown in every now and then. Simply put, Alpha is first and foremost an action film, and if all you're looking for is some balls to the walls action, you will get it here. That is not to say that this is a film that is going to put India on the global action film stage like something like Kill, but it does deliver its thrills on a much bigger scale than Kill ever could, and that too with some actually good VFX work for a change. The plot and the story as well, while it is too convoluted for its own sake and the characters and their motivations are in a constant state of volatility, for every single cringe dialogue and out of place dance sequence, there are genuine moments of tenderness and humanity sprinkled throughout the film, with themes of fatherhood, a lost childhood, sisterhood, trauma, and loss being ever present. And it's not like the film is in any way subtle with any of it, but it's handled much better than most Bollywood films, especially in the YRF Spy Universe, particularly when it comes to the theme of patriotism. Oh yeah, we'll be dealing with the India-Pakistan situation again, but don't expect any manufactured empathy for Pakistan like last time. YRF has figured out that we are in no mood for any of it after films like Durandar have shown how it is to be actually handled. Speaking of which, I am told that the film was reshot many times last year in response to the success of Durandar, and maybe that is why the film feels so stylistically and tonally mismatched. By the way, this film has almost too much of Durandar in it, but spoiler, so let's not get into that. Either way, myself and a lot of others who are tired of the cliche worn-out YRF Spy Universe formula do prefer this pivot to a more grounded filmmaking choice rather than seeing Alia Bhatt step out from the smoke and nonchalantly say, "Hi boys," and slow-mo slide and shoot 4 grown men in full body armor on either side to death while looking straight ahead and aura farming. Oh yeah, it's finally time to talk about Alia Bhatt and the character of Sita. Like I described for the rest of the film, the character of Sita, the super soldier assassin, and more crucially her portrayal by Alia Bhatt, is again a mixed bag. On the positive side of things, she does seem physically capable and has that look and grit about her, unlike, my go-to example of the portrayal of Chandra by Kalyani Priyadarsan in Loka. It's also helped by the fact that her stunt double can really perform. The punches do seemingly connect and Sita can take a beating as well. It's also helped by the fact that Alia herself seems to be doing her own stunts this time, at least most of the time. Where it doesn't help is when she starts opening her mouth. Yeah, most of the film's cringe dialogues are unfortunately reserved for her, and Alia is not, how do I put it, mass enough to pull those dialogues off. Every time she speaks, you are reminded of the fact that you are in fact watching a YRF film. She comes off as a over-performative, edgy girl boss every time she speaks her mind, and it verges on the edge of being annoying most of the times. Yes, you had a rough childhood. Yes, you are a stone cold assassin. We get it. But can you please stop with the overbearing tough girl act? It's so bad that even one of the other leads calls her out on this halfway through the film. Think it would have helped if she was a strong, silent badass with a few words to say, once again like Chandra from Loka, but she yaps a lot, even to herself, to let the audience know what the master assassin is contemplating correctly, and 9 out of 10 times it will be the most edgy, cheesy line delivered in the most cringe way imaginable. I mean, it's not exactly completely her fault. The film does make her character do these things every now and then. Did I mention that the film has a 10-minute montage of the ladies going on a little girls trip complete with cutesy music, and of course there has to be a scene where they get semi-naked to cross a river so that we can have a money shot of both of them at the shore. Hey, I'm not complaining, it's just that the film's tonal shifts are weird to say the least. Now, what is also weird is the fact that Bobby Deol gives a better performance in this film as a supporting character than in Bandar, where he actually plays the lead. I think it's down to the fact that this film requires a louder and more expressive performance from him, and he totally delivers on that front, while Bandar required a more restrained and clinical performance from his character, which he sort of delivered. Here he is in full beast mode, chewing on the scenery and commanding attention every moment he's on screen. The opening quarter of the film especially are a real thrill ride, thanks to it being led by him and Anil Kapoor's character, free from any of Alia Bhatt's cringe. Speaking of Anil Kapoor, he also delivers a really good performance, and so does Sharvari as the other supporting character. Any more positive or some negatives? The stunt work again, it's glorious. The VFX also amazing. Audio could have been a bit better. The pistols especially sound too pew pew to be taken seriously. Costumes are borderline unrealistic. I mean, why is an assassin on the run from the law wearing bright fancy western wear? No idea, and maybe a couple of minutes could be cut from the film, I guess. Anyway, to bring it all together, should you watch Alpha? I would say yes. Alpha isn't the film that the trailers promised. It's better, much better. It's messy, tonally inconsistent, and full of cringe dialogue. But underneath all of that is one of the better action films that the YRF Spy Universe has produced in years. If Bollywood and YRF Spy Universe learns the right lessons from Alpha instead of the wrong ones, that will be a definite win for everyone involved. I think buying a ticket would be a good way to incentivize Bollywood to pivot from their borderline archaic filmmaking style, at least. An OTT watch if you don't want to go to the theaters, that would also be nice. Either way, I wouldn't recommend missing Alpha regardless. Anyway, that is it then. Until next time, this is the Indian Movie Critic. Bye.